It's a pretty frigid December day in our nation's capital. We got our space heaters on full blast up in the booth at FedEx Field. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Carolina Panthers and the Washington football team. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey, his 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Panthers are going to take a first-quarter lead.
His kick is
well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
He's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
He's brought down by...
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
25.
He's had his eyes on 7,000 career rushing yards, and with that last effort, he has hit that mark. What a career.
And that is the number to focus in on, because oftentimes we talk about where do they rank all time. We're not there yet. He's not knocking on the top 10 or the top 20, but over 7,000 yards in a career, fantastic.
Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Yetur Gross-Matos able to record his 5th sack of the season.
It's now 3rd down.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Being chased out left. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 46. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. On first down, this is McCaffrey. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line.
With the carry for Carolina.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. He'll drop to throw. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
The fumble on first down. Now here's second down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. That's going to be caught by Samuel.
Complete.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone, and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Third down, he'll drop to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 14. And the return will stop right around the 25. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A gain there of 21 yards.
23-yard line.
Now a handoff looking right. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside.
The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Yeats or Gross Matos in there to get him. And that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Really in a hole here, 3rd and 17 following the 2 negative plays. Now back to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
35-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too. 2nd and 9 now. Looking for Thomas, but that's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick-6 for a Washington touchdown. Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick-6 for him. He had one a week ago. Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick-6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. Tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
The Panthers take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line.
McCaffrey with the carry.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now. Hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
This will go for 5 up to the 33.
Christian McCaffrey.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
And it's third down.
An extra man in the secondary for Washington on third down. Got his target. That's more. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Instead of a 3rd-and-1 run, they go pass and they get 12 yards out of it. These two teams all tied after one.
Tied 7-7.
This is McCaffrey. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. So they went 2 yards in the wrong direction on the last pass play, and now it's 3rd and 12. Gun. They'll look to throw. That's to McCaffrey, complete. And they'll get this across the midfield stripe, but still winding up short of the first down. A gain of 9, not enough, and it's 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Washington offense will be backed up to start this drive as they've got it 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And just not much to be had there. 1 yard out to the 10.
The ball carrier.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
They're going to look to throw. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. Well, that's one way to convert on third down, picking up 26 yards. And he'll give it here to his running back. He's got the first down and more past midfield. Past the 20. 10. Touchdown, Washington. A big play there. His 17th touchdown now on the season. And Washington has taken the lead.
We know it's primarily a passing league now, but anytime a runner breaks one like that, you've got to have a secondary that can find a way to him and find a way to get him on the ground. Absent of that, he's going to find the end zone every time.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. Now he dumps this off over the middle, and he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Panther 1st down.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
They had 2 straight 1st downs, now a gain of 9 to set up 2nd and 1.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Well, they had stopped him for a loss on the run anyway, so they'll decline that.
It's almost a good psychological advantage, isn't it? You created a penalty, and you still couldn't gain yards against us. No way we need to take that one.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive, not much sense. They'll set up to throw. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. DJ Moore with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Panthers are now an extra point away from tying up this game.
That ties the game.
Extra point splits the uprights. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth 1st half. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Touchdowns on back-to-back drives. So a very good flow right now offensively.
Hard to slow them down, too, because they are locked in. Feel like the offense coordinator is a little bit ahead of the defensive guys right now. They're beating them to the punch with their play calls. They've got a nice rhythm they're locked into. How can the defensive guys come up with something that'll disrupt that flow? That's what they're seeking right now.
Well, it's been an exciting sequence to watch. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Slings this deep for McLaurin. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete. He's trying to get it to Terry McLaurin. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
Love the idea, love the concept. But you got to leave a little room on the sideline so he can fade into it when he makes the catch. That was thrown too close to it for the receiver to make a play.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Flush to it, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Yetur Gross-Matos make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
So this has been a lot like a tennis match, hasn't it? Back and forth. Both of these offenses having their way so far, so maybe the question isn't who's going to score the most points in this game. Maybe it's who's going to get some stops.
Yeah, absolutely, and that sack finally a first step in the right direction for a stop. A 46-yard punt, 4-yard return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. They'll They'll try and start this drive in the air. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. Now a run with McCaffrey. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
McCaffrey, the ball carrier.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole. Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pull.
And the Washington pressure gets to him, and he will go down.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Washington takes over 1st and 10 at their own 15-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
3 brings up 3rd and 3.
Sometimes I need a check, not the sneakers, but the ones that make you watch your step. You change.
The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for 3rd down. They'll set up a throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Looking to throw. Looking for the out route, and he's got more. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
Panthers.
Here's a quick throw caught out wide. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the 1st half. McCaffrey. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory.
At the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. that's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
2nd and 6. Gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
First down.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
First down, Panthers.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw to the end zone, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get that one into the hands of Christian McCaffrey. And now it's 2nd down.
2nd and 10.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
Out of the end zone. It's 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. To throw again. Strong coverage by Washington, and now 4th down. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. And his kick is good. And the Panthers stake claim to a 3-0 lead. So we will not go into the lockers tied. We do have a leader in the clubhouse, so to speak.
Yeah, it's only 3 points. Doesn't seem like much, but it looms big the way that they got it done right before the half ended.
An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And I would say they went 3 and out last time, but actually they didn't even get to 3 and out. Still a strange decision to us here in the booth.
Yeah, let's hope they don't go 1 and out, but maybe, possibly, let's try and think with them here. Try to play field position maybe, turn the ball over, put it in the hands of their defense. Who knows?
You're a nice man. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Handoff as they run the counter play. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Sometimes I think these defensive tackles get a little bit of a bum rap. We just see them as big guys that eat up blockers for others to make tackles. Oftentimes they're quicker than they get credit for. And this time he uses quickness to make a play.
The pass there complete to Sutton. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. and he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Here's the option, and they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play, and that's going to make it 2nd and 14. He'll look to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
But you got to think that sooner or later, they're going to hit one of those. But the coverage has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
He's tackled at the 29.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Well, he's got to have that wrong, doesn't he? They declined that.
There's no doubt about it. Sorry to step on you there, partner, but let's go ahead and run this one together, right? Incomplete pass. Yet they call pass interference, and somehow you're going to decline that penalty?
I'm so confused. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he finds McLaurin. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Terry McLaurin hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And Washington has retaken the lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. 2nd and 4. He'll get this underneath to McCaffrey. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And a Panther first down.
On the ground, McCaffrey. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Back to throw to the right side and complete to Thomas.
Complete to
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. Completes it to Samuel. Well, he's taken down, but not before picking up the first, thanks to a flashy little spin move.
a gain of 9 yards.
They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. Back to the ground attack here. It's McCaffrey. And he's going to take it down to about the 35 here. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. He'll look to throw. And he finds a man. It's McCaffrey. And he is going to have a Panthers first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6.
It's a gain of
It'll be a gain of 6 that time as it moves the chains as well. Now back to throw. Winds up and lets it go for Samuel. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Chase Young in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
3rd and long.
The gun. They'll look to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Fabian Moreau. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Brings up 2nd and a yard.
Now they try the right side here. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more.
Taken down.
Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. And a give this time to the tailback. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It'll go as a pickup of 14 and a Washington first down.
At the 36-yard line.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Forced out to his left. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. Back now at FedEx Field. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. It's Washington with the football and the lead as we start the 4th. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
He's tackled at the 30.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Here's a quick throw out left. It's complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
First and 10 at the 11-yard line.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line.
Brought down.
Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays.
Second and inches.
Keep in mind they can still get a first down here as they come up on second and inches. Now they'll run it on the toss. And that play's not going to get him in as he stopped right at about the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, so it was looking good, but nothing there. Now it's third down and inches. Third and inches, and they've got some extra beef up front. 3 tight ends. It's a quarterback sneak, and he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. So call that no gain on the sneak, and now they're still a yard short here on fourth. So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And this is up and good from Pinheiro. And that'll make this a 7-point game. Now, from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And that last turnover could have proven more costly, but their defense only gave up 3. But now answering with a field goal doesn't do them much on this drive. They need to try and find the end zone. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Brandon, we just saw the benefits of being able to run the ball successfully. They pick up 4 yards on that carry. So now if you're a play caller, you can do just about anything you want, but on the defensive side of the ball, you scramble a little bit. Now you're behind trying to figure out, do I need to blitz him? Do I need to pressure him? How do I gain an advantage on this snap? Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down. Here's Michael Pilardi now as he's on to punt for Carolina.
On to punt for the Panthers.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. It'll be a 10-yard return following a punt of 45. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
And 11 at the 28-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. A handoff as they run the counter play. He'll be hit down at the 33. 5 yards on the play. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. He can muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a 3rd and very short.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. The gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
At the 42-yard line.
Runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. The 20. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And Washington is able to stretch their lead.
I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line.
27-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. 2nd and 9 now. He's going to drop this down to McCaffrey. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle him after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
They'll look to throw here. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. That's number 4, sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at the 47, and they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
And they'll indeed take a knee.
So it's Washington getting the victory here.
And it was their defense that really made the statement.